Hey y'all, welcome to Kay's Kitchen. You're cooking with Kay. Today I'm going to be making some pepper steak, but first of all, I got to start out with a glass of wine. My food just tastes 10 times better. I'm just playing. My food tastes good regardless. But cooking with wine is what I do. So let's get started. My handy dandy favorite knife right here. But I got some nice steaks in here. These are some top round. And I'm gonna go ahead and put those over in the sink for right now. And I'm gonna wash these steaks. Like I don't like to just take meat straight out the package and not at least rinse them off. Of my family trait is we're Jamaican. We were born in Jamaica, but I was raised in Miami, Florida. My mom, she loves to cook, and I guess I just developed that part of food, loving food. So I just cook. I just love it. My husband asked me why I like to cook so much, and I'm like, it's not the fact of the eating of the food for me, more so of the looking at the food and the enjoyment that I know it brings to others. And I've cooked for many people, and they love my food, and I get an enjoyment in watching people eat it. It's just, I'm just a foodie. I just call myself a foodie. So this is, I believe, the top round steak, right? And I got these out of Sam's. It was a big family pack. I had used some, and then I had some left over, so I'm gonna go use these. And so what Mom used to do back in the day, she used to cut strips, right? About that size, right? Of the steak. And I keep them this size because, you know, once you're cooking, it may shrink some. But pretty much that's the size I like to keep them at, right? And I cut them like that. Nice, decent size where you still have some texture of meat when you're eating it. This knife again. Wash my hands. Let me get this thing. Do a quick wash to my knife since I just used that. And I use separate cutting boards when I'm doing meat and vegetables. Like you see my big cutting board right there. That's what I'll be cutting my vegetables up on. When I'm doing meat, I cut them up on a separate cutting board. Right? Cleanliness is next to godliness. So we keep it nice and clean. Make sure we don't have any contaminations going on out here. And I'm gonna give my countertop a little quick wipe. Forgive me, but yeah, I'm a touch of OCD a little bit, so I don't like mess. But anyways, all right, so I'm done with my little brief cleanup. I'm gonna come over here to my seasoning cabinet and I'm gonna grab my seasoning. I just get me a big bottle like this. So that was my seasoning I made before, but of course you see it's out. So what I do is, all the seasonings that I love to cook with, make this your own, all right? Some of these things you guys may not like, but this is what I season my meat with. I like flavor. So I use Complete, right? Then this is my adobo, and I don't measure, of course. I just go by look, see how much I have in there. I go to my garlic powder, right? That's a good amount. I mean, I love garlic, y'all. Like, I'm gonna season this up, but I'm going out to the store in just a sec. This is onion powder to pick me up some fresh garlic because I just ran out because we cook around here. This is some cayenne. That pepper thing. I ain't put too much in there. And this is some thyme, which I do cook with fresh thyme, as you can see. And I have out in the back a thyme garden, but I picked some up because my husband be bougie with his garden sometimes. Tell me I can't go out there and get my thyme because he want to grow it to a certain level. This is some paprika, and like I said, I'm gonna go pick up some black pepper in a sec, and then all I do is I continue with my layers. And this is as much as I'm gonna make tonight because I really don't need that much for right now, right? So, and then I just shake him around. And trust me, when you taste this thing, it's delicious. It's delicious. And one seasoning I forgot. This is like one of my little Cajun seasoning. Now it's not just for seafood, it's for flavor. And I put that in there too, right? And I put that top back on there. Shake her around. In my beef, my mixture of seasoning that I just seasoned, that I just mixed, right? I'm just gonna sprinkle it all over it. Right? Just like that. Right? And in this old complete bottle, you see I got some pimento seeds that I grounded up myself. It's called, a lot of people call it allspice, whatever, but we call it pimento. And so I'm not closing this yet because I ain't done. Just because I put some seasoning right here, that don't mean I'm done. What I like to do is I pack my meat in with that seasoning like that. This is just how I do it. I do it with my chicken. I do it with my oxtails, my goat, all that. And then y'all could drop me a line and let me know what dish y'all want to see me make. And I do that. And then now I go in there and I just start folding it around, making sure that seasoning is really incorporated in there. I'm not done yet because when you cook meat on the stove top, unless you're gonna sear it, your meat is not gonna have that much color to it, right? Because I'm not searing it. So what we do is we add some browning to it, right? You don't want to add too much browning. Trust me, your meat will become bitter. So what you're gonna do is add some browning, just about that. That's probably like a teaspoon amount of it, and it goes a long way. Put him in the pot and it's dried like this. It's gonna sear, it's gonna lock in the flavor of the beef, and trust me, it makes a difference. So as dry as I can have this beef right now, I'm gonna keep it just like that, right? And I know back in the days, my mom at this point, she would cut up her vegetables and stuff and put it in there. But because I wanna sear this meat and not have my garlic and my seasoning burn in the pot, I'm gonna leave it like this right now. I'm gonna cut up my vegetables, but I'm gonna add those closer to the end of when the meat cooks, okay? So once I get this in the pot, or once I get ready to put it in the pot, YouTube, I'll be right back with you, okay? Let me do a little cleanup and I'll be right back. I'm back. I've been to the store. I got me some black pepper like I needed, and picked up my garlic. So what I'm getting ready to do right now, after I take a sip, I'm gonna get ready to start with my beef, right? So I'm gonna turn my stove on, get that pot nice and hot. I already poured my black pepper on there. So I'm just mixing it around some more. As you can see, I have my seasonings right here that I'm gonna get ready to chop up in just a few minutes once I get this beef in the oven. So the oil that I'm gonna be using is the coconut oil, organic coconut oil I like to cook with. If I don't cook with that, I also have olive oil to cook with as well. So that's what I'll be doing. So I'm gonna put, I know that's kind of dangerous, but that's the way I test my pot. I'm gonna put some coconut oil down in here and let that start melting down some. That's a good amount. Yes, baby, that oil is talking to me. It is good and hot. All right. I'm gonna get ready to add this beef in here and listen to that sizzle. Yes, yes. Oh yeah. Ooh, it smells so good in here right now. So with my meat nicely sauteing like this, at this point, those bottles that you just saw, I'm gonna add some Worcestershire, some A1, some red wine, and I like to add whatever red wine I'm drinking while I'm cooking my steak. Ooh, this smells so good. That's the wine I will use. So I never use a wine that I won't drink myself. So I'm gonna add just some Worcestershire. Give it about 2 tablespoons. A1. And I love this shake. Ooh, this thing smells so good. I might do about 1 tablespoon there or 2 tablespoons. And right before I add the red wine, I want to give this pot another stir. I just want these things to be incorporated nicely. One for you, one for me. Maybe a couple wine that I just poured in there. Right. Then I'm gonna cover him and let him sit there, and it's gonna simmer. I'm gonna come back again and I'll stir it a few times to make sure I check the water level, if I need to add water to it, if it's drying out too much. And that's that for the meat. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my vegetables. Let me turn this stove down to maybe a medium. All right. But I'm gonna cut up my vegetables. This is my thyme. I have some tomato, some bell pepper, bonnet pepper. I have my onion here. I have my scallion or green onion, whatever you call it. 3 cloves, big cloves of garlic. All right. So I'll start out with one of my favorites, my garlics. All right, YouTube, I'm getting ready to go ahead and add these vegetables that I cut earlier. I'm gonna add my garlic, my bell peppers, my scallion, tomato, my onions, my thyme, and my Scotch bonnet pepper. Yeah, that's a good amount of Scotch bonnet pepper, but my people love pepper. Go ahead and stir these in. Isn't that a beauty? Isn't that a beauty? Oh my goodness, it smells so good. It smells so good. And then what I like to do at this point, I like to taste my gravy. Oh my gosh, that is so good. But just because I am who I am, that's so good. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of my bottle seasoning. Just a little bit more. And as you can see, I really don't measure, but if I had to say, that's about 2 tablespoons of my seasoning mix. And then I just leave it on top of it just like that. I'll come back and I'll stir it again, but I'm gonna leave the seasoning on top of the meat like that just for right now. All right, I added a teaspoon of a teaspoon of sugar, because I'm putting some ketchup in here, and I'm putting maybe about 2 tablespoons of ketchup in there. I tasted and I needed some more heat, believe it or not. So I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper, some extra cayenne pepper in there. So that's what you can do also, is make sure you're tasting your food as it's cooking and add to it what you like. But I add the ketchup for richness and a little sugar to take the acidity out of the ketchup, so I can get that nice sweetness going on. And then, like I say, a little bit more cayenne to spice it up some more. And that's that. Yeah, YouTube, this is the finished product. My version of pepper steak. And we're gonna eat it with some white rice and cabbage. Take that thyme stem out of there. Hey YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in and watching me make this fabulous pepper steak from start to finish. I hope you guys learned a lot tonight, and don't forget to make your seasoning blend to help yourself in the kitchen, and subscribe, hit that like button, hit that bell, so whenever I upload more videos, you'll be first to know. Enjoy and have a blessed night.